Let's get this party started. So this is a big game in Weber State history, the beautiful view. And we'll talk about Josh Davis, maybe break the record today. You know, this historic game here at Weber. What a view out there, the Gone Dry Great Salt Lake. Maybe we could see Ogden High right there. We could see where Watt played, the old Weber State gym. Weber State won 2 national championships with him on the floor, JC. 2. The greatest basketball player ever since. Sorry, Damien, you're second. He's the greatest player. You know, you might surpass that, but the first person of color to ever be drafted in the NBA. Of course, then he went down to the U, but he's here. He's ours. He's Ogden. We love him. And so we want his number retired, but this is a big game. And just so you know, Montana, and thank you to the athletic department for helping me out. Got a hard drive, got me a computer, everything, and you know, I had a talk with Randy yesterday about Watt, and they did a beautiful piece for Watt before the game, and they're going to do for the basketball. I had a conversation with him. He didn't know anything about him, you know, but he has kept playing. So, big game. So you know, Weber State wins 3rd Big Sky title. It'll be a tie. You know, there's a 3-way tie if possibly, but Montana is losing right now to Montana State, 31-14. It's getting near half. That's the last score I seen. There's our guy. So it's a big game. Josh Davis is healthy and ready to go. Rashid had surgery. He's out. You know, but he has missed most of the season. That game up there, the long snap, they got behind the 8 ball right off the get. But this game is an important game for this team, because we know this is one game at a time. You can't overlook games. Remember, I did the play-by-play right there in the end zone with Maine, and they overlooked Maine, and they got upset at home in the playoffs. Not this year. You know, Jay's too smart for that. These players need to come out ready. I think they will. We'll see. So, by the way, that's Jay's first game. I'm going to give Jay one of those. I already gave the athletic director. So, how about this one? Huh? Remember him?
Oh, yeah.
Well, how come he's not up in the ring? How come Scott Shield? How about Wildcat Morris, the greatest player ever played here? NFL superstar. Look him up. He played here. How about inside the... We're going to get a banner. That's my doings. I put a bug in their ear. Watt, we're going to retire his number this season. Watch it. That's Kevin Blanchard's doing. Number 77. We're going to hang that banner, you know, with the blessings of the great Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard's or 1 here. He wears O now. We love him, but move over, Damian. You're the 2nd greatest player that ever played at Weber State. That belongs to Watt. You know, so, by the way, he had a jump hook over there. He did a jump hook. He was a point guard. He was a 5'7" point guard who lived in Ogden, born and raised in Ogden, won 2 national championships at Weber State. Ogden High, Arnie Farron. So here we go, Jay Hill. Introduce the team. We'll get rolling here. And so, big game. Weber cannot overlook them today. We know better. That happened last year.
First up, number 9, Adam Rodriguez.
What a season he had last year.
Who was in his 4th year here at Weber State.
4th year.
He earned All-American and first team.
He's come on late. He's played really well.
He's played in 48 career games.
By the way, speaking of Damien, when you said it was number 1 now and they 0, you know why he chose the number 0?
Yeah.
Because it represents Ogden,
Oregon,
and Oakland. That's why he chose O.
Right, which I think is great. So you go back to Muhammad Ali. What Muhammad Ali said, he says, I always thought I was number 1. I always thought I was number 1 when he got Parkinson's disease. He says, God showed me I am not number 1. That's the high road that Muhammad Ali. Of course, we know Damien takes the high road.
Damien's always taking the high road.
How about Watt dying this week, huh?
Yeah, that was pretty sad. I mean, he didn't live till he's 96.
Well, me and Randy had a conversation. Didn't know nothing about him, so I talked him in, and they did a thing to start the game, and that was my doings. And the athletic department, we're going to do a piece in the arena basketball. I'm putting that together. We're going to try to retire his number. That's my dig.
I think it should be retired.
Yes, number 77 was his number. He won 2 national championships at Weber State.
Well, they were
JC.
junior college,
So
but it
what?
was still a national
So what?
championship.
Yeah, who
But
cares?
he did go on to play. He was one of the very few JC players that went on to play in the NBA, and the first player that was not white.
Right.
He wasn't. He was Asian.
Japanese. After he got back from World War II fighting Japan, he born and raised on 25th Street. You know what the name of his dad's barbershop was?
No.
Wild Grassroots. I knew him. You know, real calm, cool, collected. So important.
I have to admit, I've never met him.
I met him quite a few times, but they won't speak his name around here. They are now. That's my bug in the ear. To Paul, I talked to Paul. I've been talking to everybody, and so we're going to put us, right, it's just like here. We need to fix this Ring of Honor. Jamie's not the only great player that played here.
Oh no, that's been several.
How about Scott Shields?
Once again, please welcome
Scott Shields?
Scott Shields,
Anthony Parker? How about the kicker who played for the Cowboys? What was his name?
Roger Ruzek.
Roger Ruzek.
I got a story about Roger Ruzek.
Let's hear it.
In his senior year,
Next up, we have number 53.
in the very first overtime game played in NCAA history, Weber State went up to Idaho State and played in the what was then called the Mini Dome. It's now Holt Arena.
Yeah.
And the game was back and forth. And then I remember one time they had a rule that if the crowd got too loud, they could make it, and on the defense they could make them replay the down. It was 4th and 1, and Weber played the down and didn't make it, but they made him do it over again.
Really? I didn't know that story.
Because of the noise.
Now you got to know what the Mini Dome was. It was a piece of shit. It is a piece of shit.
It was 4th and 1 at about the 50-yard line, and they did a fake run, a quarterback draw fake, and I think it was Jeff Carlson was the quarterback at the time.
Yeah.
It's either Carlson or Martin, I can't remember, threw a 50-yard touchdown pass on 4th and 1 from midfield.
What a great story.
Touchdown. No, that's not the end of it, though.
Go ahead.
The game ended in a tie, and it went 3 overtimes. Now, to send it to the first overtime, Ruzek kicked a 53-yard field goal, which was then a Weber State record. Light field goal to send the game into OT. And then in the 4th overtime, Idaho State went first and failed to score, so they sent Ruzek in to kick the field goal to win it, and he missed. And Idaho State unfortunately won the game in overtime.
So you know who broke Rosette's record for the longest field goal in Weber State history? You'll never get this, and his ring should be up there. He played safety at Weber State. Played safety in the NFL for 10 years.
And I can't remember it. Was
Scott Shields.
Oh, Scott Shields, yes.
Scott Shields kicked. He was the jack of all trades. So anyway, so that's a great story.
Yeah, I mean, Ruzek went on. First he was kicker for the
Cowboys, right?
Well, he kicked for the Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles, but I can't remember which one was first.
I think Cowboys drafted him. And so Wildcat Morris, the best player. So anyway, this is an important game.
Our final senior, number 94, Jonah Williams.
So
Jonah's in his 4th year in the Wildcat.
Hopefully Josh can break the record. By the way, Montana is losing right now. 31-14 at halftime.
31-14 to Montana State.
Yes.
If we win and Montana loses, we will be the Big Sky champions, sole place, and it will probably affect our rankings.
You think?
Which could give us a higher seed.
Yeah, I think we'll get a 3 seed if they lose and we win. Now, vice versa, maybe a 5 or 6. We're 6 right now.
Jonah are his wife Kennedy and his parents Jason and Brittany.